I know. You're mixing your vocal to a 2-track beat, and your vocals aren't mixing in quite how you know that they should be. They're either way too above the beat or getting drowned out by the beat. So you find yourself here. And indeed, you are in the right place. So in this video, what we're gonna do today is show you guys how to mix your vocals into the beat perfectly in 3 simple steps. Let's get right into this bang dang thing. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice when you're listening to this sample right here, guys, is the beat is overpowering the vocals, but in general, guys, there is no headroom. Right? Now, why is that? Generally, when we get beats from a producer or anything like that, when it revolves around a 2-track, is, guys, most of the time the producers master that 2-track by itself. So what we're going to want to do, guys, is simply do a gain stage, okay? So in theory, what we're going to do with this 2-track is take down the levels so that we're able to gain our headroom back. So we're not only able to hear our vocals better, but we're actually going to have some room to actually process our vocals and then bring it all back at the end of the process. So what we're going to do right now, guys, is simply gain stage. Common misconception number 1 when it comes to gain staging is we don't want to just go to the volume and pull it down like this, right? We don't want to do that. We actually want to get a tool so we can actually get to the beat and actually turn that down itself. So instead of using the volume knob, what we're going to do is actually use a plugin in Pro Tools called Trim. All right. Now, rule of thumb, how much dBs we want to take this down at is about -10 or so, give or take. In this case, -13 worked perfectly for me. So let's go ahead and just show you guys what taking -13 dB out of this super smash mastered beat does to the vocals in itself. Let's listen to it. Now, instantly you heard our vocal now has its full frequency range, right? We are hearing the low mids, we're hearing the lows in the vocal, and we're hearing that high range, okay? That's what happens when we give ourselves some headroom, okay? So that's number 1. Now, number 2, the next thing that we're going to want to do, guys, is actually take control over this beat as much as possible. And for us to do that, guys, what we're going to want to do is kind of control these dynamics, okay? We want to control these dynamics so that we can kind of open up this beat, right? Because the beat is super squashed right now. So we want to add some more transients. We want to add transients so it gives us the effect more open space in it, okay? So we're going to use as a transient shaper. Now, what's a transient shaper? Basically, what a transient shaper does is it adds attack to the transients. Now, a transient is that first initial hit of any sound, of vocal, just that first initial, that attack that makes it either a drum thump or a clap snap, right? Or a vocal cut right in, right? It's that first initial transient, right? It's that first initial attack, that first initial sound, right? So what we're going to do, like I said, with the beat is we're going to want to add some dynamics so that it gives you the effect of opening the beat up. So we're going to be using Neutron from Isotope. Listen to the beat, look at the beat, and analyze and see what's kind of going on and see what we can do to bring this beat to life in general. So let's do that right now. Now, as you can see, these peaks, right? If you could watch those peaks, you see that they're kind of being smashed off, kind of squaring off at the top, literally kind of being cut off, right? So what we're going to want to do is kind of enhance those peaks to give it some of that attack back, some of that transient snap back, that thump back, okay, guys? And what's really, really dope about this Neutron is it does it in a way of multiband, right? So we're able to actually choose which frequency range that we want to affect with this transient shaper. So let's get into it. So what we're going to do right now is kind of snap our band here, okay? This is going to be us affecting the low end, and then we're going to be affecting the high end as well, and then we also have our kind of our mids here as well. So we'll play with this as well to see what we're looking for to get the effect that we're looking for, all right? We're going to be bringing this attack up just to add some of those transients, more transients, add that attack to the transients, bring those out, emphasize them so that we can get the effect we're looking for. Let's get it. She don't rap, but she rockin' the mic. From my block, she don't rob a police, but she hot, so I got her some ice. Mr. 305 Miami Vice, getting paid from the day to the night. Now, this beat is coming to life as we can hear it. And if you watch that analyzer right there, you clearly see the transients coming back in. We're introducing those dynamics, which is going to give us a lot more life into this beat, number one, and then also open up that space that we're able to place our beat perfectly inside this mix. Now, what we're going to be doing in this technique is allowing the vocals to act as a trigger, to trigger this dynamic EQ, to basically control the frequencies that we choose to be taken off of the beat dynamically, right? Based on the vocals. So as the vocals come in, we're going to allow it to trigger this EQ and take and create more space so that we're able to hear that vocal sit more into that beat. So how are we going to do this, guys? Hold on, before we go any further, if you guys are interested in downloading this Wave Monopoly Magic 2-track spacer preset, guys, it will be in the description below for free. All right, guys, and if you don't have Waves, guys, don't worry. We have a free plugin version, okay? We have a free version that works for any DAW in the stock version using a free plugin, guys. That works the exact same way, and we will be doing on a quick version to show you guys how that works as well, okay, guys? So, like I said, we're giving away these for free. In the description below, guys, make sure you tap in. The Waves version is going to be available for all DAWs, and then the stock version, all DAWs as well. So, we'll see you guys there. Let's continue this video. Let's get it. Now, what we're gonna need is a dynamic EQ, and what we're gonna do is sidechain it. So the first thing we're gonna do, guys, is get to our vocal, okay? So for instance, we're working with our vocal here. So we'll make this a little bit bigger. So we're working with this vocal right here, guys. So what we're gonna do, guys, is get a bus. We're gonna put it on our vocal track. So our main vocal track, we're gonna wanna get a mono bus. So we're gonna get any bus, we're gonna call it 17, right? And we're gonna put this all the way up so that it actually feeds into it. And then what we're gonna do is get our F6, okay? We're gonna engage it first of all, and we're gonna click the bus side chain, okay? So how do we side chain it? We go to this key here, we're gonna go to bus, we're gonna go to 17, okay? Now, what are we gonna do now? What we're basically gonna do is choose a couple frequencies, and we're gonna use the external source, okay? I like to start off and just go through all the bands and get external sources, because what this is gonna allow is basically, as we start moving things around, as we're choosing, we're not gonna have to do this step again. But by putting external sources, it's gonna allow that bus 17 that we chose right here, right? This external source, which is our actual main track, to be fed into this dynamic EQ. So what we're gonna do now is basically listen, and we're basically gonna start taking away from where the bulk or the body, what we want to stand out in our vocal. We're gonna use those frequencies to actually carve out a space into this actual beat, this 2-track. So this 25, around this 25K hertz range, 28K hertz range, we're just gonna use this range and watch what happens here. So we're going to be looking at this threshold, and we're going to start off with this range, okay? So we're going to pull the range down so that we're able to actually say, hey, this is how much we're going to want to take this dB down, the maximum range of it, and we're going to use this threshold to basically trigger how fast, how much we want it to actually be activated. So let's go ahead and do it.
Dice, risk it all or pay the price. Diamonds, they shine in the light. The man on the net in real life. I'm seeing that hate and the spite. Everything come with a price. Do you want the cash or the swipe?
Now, as you can see, it's being activated. As you're hearing those vocals, guys, it's starting to carve out this space. Let me go ahead and open this cue up.
Dice, risk it all or pay the price. Diamonds, they shine in the light. The man on the net.
And we're gonna add some body. We're gonna allow this frequency here around the 350 frequency hertz range, right? We're gonna do the same thing. So we're gonna make that range a lot more. So we're gonna allow it to come down, open up this cue, and we're gonna dial in this threshold.
Dice, risk it all or pay the price. Diamonds, they shine in the light. The man on the net in real life. I'm seeing that hate and the spite.
Now, guys, this right here is bringing that presence, right? It's allowing our vocals to actually cut through. Now, let me just go ahead, so you might not have caught it, but let me go ahead and actually bypass and unbypass so you can actually hear how much is going from being drowned out under all the bass, all that mid-range frequency, and actually starts to cut through and give our vocals some space. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
Mike, little thought from my block, she don't rock with police, but she hot, so I copped her some ice. Mr. 305 Miami Vice, getting paid from the day to the night. Too much cash in my pocket, I stand on my wallet, I think I look over the white. Smoking rocket, I go to new heights. Bank deposits and profits is all in my closet, don't know what I'm rocking tonight. Since I got it, she pop it, pull up in a bonnet to top it from day to the night. I'm okay, pocket straight, I'm alright. Get a cake, get a plate and a slice. Everything come with a price. I don't know.
Now, as you you can hear how it just allows that vocal to sit a little better by reducing and carving out some of that frequency range. Now, you can of course tighten this up a little bit more. You can take out more, but this just adds it in there so it fits in there. It doesn't disturb the beat too much. It's not taking too much out the beat to where you're reducing that power on the beat, but you're still able to retain that power in the vocal as well as that power into the beat, guys. And this is exactly what we're looking for when we're mixing our 2-hour vocals. So I hope you guys learned something in the session. You already know what time it is. You already know who I am, man. Make sure you follow your boy down in the link below. Follow us for more videos. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Let's get into it. Dunzos!